What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Ladies, chill out. Let me get through my intro before y'all jump down my throat. Let me get through my intro. I know how y'all feel about this word now, so just let me get through my intro. We'll talk about it. But thanks for tuning in. All of you, if this is your first time here, I really appreciate you for stopping by, clicking on the video. It means a lot. If you're a faithful follower or subscriber, thank you so much. Share this video with someone. If you find it helpful, give it a thumbs up. The word submission, which is why I came on here laughing and messing with y'all, because the word submission has been deemed as an evil word, especially in this day and in this time, with the push for women's true liberation, freedom, getting their own bag, being a boss lady, being a boss chick. The word submission seems like a bad word. Nobody's using that word. Nobody wants to use that word, submission. So I wanted to come on and just have a discussion about it. And particularly for those ladies and men, because you have to watch it from both sides, who may be considering marriage, for those that are still on that train and feel like there's something that you want to do, hopefully under God and not just something to do, because if that's the case, it probably will not last. You're going to have to be held together by something stronger than just you two, because people change and you're going to need another source of strength. But that aside, those who still are willing to take the challenge and you want a traditional marriage where the man is the head of the house and the woman is submitted to him. Let's talk about that word submission that scares so many people off. What does it mean, Professor X, to submit? I think that it's a bad word because of how we don't really know what it means. So when you hear somebody say it, you would take it the wrong way, because we're gonna say it and then define it without true definition as a woman that does not have her own way of thinking and only does what the husband tells her to do, as if she's some kind of a servant, maid, slave, something like that. Then the word submission can be seen as a bad word. No woman wants to sign up for that, right? Nobody wants to do that. Y'all want to have your own thought, your own will, your own direction. We get it. So I think that we need to really define it to try to help out those who are willing and trying and on a journey for marriage. And even those who are still married and may just need a little definition. To submit does not mean to become somebody's servant. That's how we use it, but it's not what's meant. To submit does not mean you cannot have your own thoughts. That may be how we use it. That's not what it means. To submit as a woman to her husband is to make the decision that I'm going to respect the desires of my husband. I'm making a decision. So it really, when you really think of submission, first of all, you have to ask yourself, and this is a very important question and requires thousands of videos and content to really be able to deal with it all. The first question, ladies, you need to ask yourself, and I think I heard Dr. Sharice say this at Spirit Soul Sense. Check out her channel. Do you even want to be a wife? And you have to be honest with that question. We're not asking you, do you want to put a white dress on and walk down the aisle, sachet as I call it. We're not asking, do you want to throw the bouquet of flowers over your shoulder and hope that your best friend grabs it, which means she's next in line to get married. We're not asking if you want to throw the rice out and the little bottle of bubbles for the children. We're not asking that. That's not wife. That's the ceremony that traditionally is done, but that don't make you a wife. The first question you have to ask is, do I really want to be a wife? And in that, and allow my person to be in a role of submitting to his leadership. You have to ask yourself that question. If you don't ask and answer that question, if you take it nonchalant, or you know you don't want to do it and you get married anyway, or you're in a long-term relationship where y'all are dealing together long-term, living in the same home, etc., then you're going to find yourself resisting your husband or boyfriend's desires, and then that's going to be read by men as being contentious, not being compatible, and not being submissive, and actually being combative, because when he has these thoughts and direction and ideas and this focus, there's no submission there, so you're always pulling against what he's trying to do. And as a man, and in particular, as a man that wants to be a husband and is a husband, we don't want, so in other words, we're not looking for a servant or a maid or a yes woman, but we are looking for someone who is not always going against the grain and pulling against what we're trying to do. So submission, watch how this works. It is a choice. I choose to not try to overthrow my husband, my leader, way of doing things, or how he would like this family relationship to go. It does not mean that you don't have a say-so. I think when you say the word submission, I think that's the scary part for most people, because they feel like, oh, I don't get a say-so no more. I'm just blindly following you. And no. That's not submission. Here's the deal. As a wife in particular, we want your point of view. We want that. We want your insight. We don't want dummies for wives. Not for wives. We don't want dummies. If we're not good in finance, we want a woman that's good at finance. If we're not good at saving money, we want a woman that's good with saving money. If we're not good in business, so on and so forth, then we want that intelligent woman to be able to fill in the gap of where we lack. Here is where the problem becomes, okay? And hopefully I can help somebody with this. Ladies, it is your presentation to the man on your difference of opinion. It is your presentation to your husband on the difference of your point of view that is going to determine whether or not you are submitted to him. Because as the word now is, if you stay in your feminine role, then you humbly give your point of view, and you trust that once you have done that, teach Professor X, you humbly present your point of view. Not like a servant where you have to come in timid. It's in the presentation. It's in how you offer it. Are you offering your point of view on paper plates that's been used before. I had on my route, I do a trash route, and it's been about a year now. And a lady on my route, she always has just a bunch of trash, just trash everywhere. So I would wait for them to fill the trash back up, dump it again 2 or 3 times. So it was I think I had told her my birthday was in March. I think that's what it was. And she was like, I'm gonna make you a cake. And so I don't eat I don't eat people home cooked stuff. I'm just telling y'all, if y'all try to give stuff to like trash man, mailman, most of the time we're not gonna eat stuff that's home cooked. I'm just telling you right now. We're gonna thank you for it, we're gonna throw it away. So when my birthday came, about a week later, she seen me. She came out with a chocolate cake, had strawberries on the top. It looked pretty good. I wish I had a picture of it, and I would send it in the thumbnail. But it was like 2 years ago, so I didn't keep it. But the cake looked pretty good. So when I took the aluminum foil off, I was just gonna eat the strawberries, throw the cake away. When I took the aluminum foil off, as I took it off, I noticed that she had used the foil before, and it was like, I want to say like mac and cheese. I sent a picture to my family. I want to say it was like mac and cheese, like on the bottom of it, that was also on top of the cake. You see what I'm saying? You see that presentation, which I'm not gonna eat it anyway. I mean, that's why we ain't gonna do it. But you see the presentation, how she offered that. So again, going back to my point, how are you offering your point of view to your husband, to your man? Are you offering it on a paper plate, or are you offering it on a nice dish? And I'm using those words figuratively. When you go to give your point of view, your opinion, how are you saying it? Are you saying it in a way that makes it seem like he don't know what he's talking about? Or are you saying it in a way that is offering a different point of view that could be just as helpful or more if he would consider it? That is all a part of your being submissive as a wife, because you have chosen him as your leader. When he asked you, will you marry me? And you said yes, I hope that you were saying yes, not because his shoulders was broad and his voice was deep and he had a head full of hair. Because all those things are one day going to come to naught, to use a Bible word. It's going to go away. Them broad shoulders we got, they're going to start sinking in. And y'all got stuff that's not going to be as perky as it once was. And you know what I'm talking about. It's just the way nature goes. But you chose him. When you said, yeah, I do, and he got on his knees and took that ring out, oh, you start crying, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, what you think you saying yes to? The fact that the ring costs, I mean, I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but let's just say between $500 to $5,000, depending on how much money you got, maybe more, depending on how much money you got, maybe less. What you think you saying yes to? The fact you get to go to work the next day and wag your finger in front of all the ladies' faces? Girl, he asked me, girl. When he asked you, and he is hopefully asking you because he see you as an intelligent woman that's going to be his rib and assist him in life as the helpmeet in his leadership, going back to Adam and Eve, to maintain the garden, to name the animals, to work the ground. I'm using these words figuratively, right? That's it. That was his mission. Y'all name the animals. Till the ground, produce fruit, have kids, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth. Now, Sally, will you marry me? Will you join me on this mission? And you say yes. What are you saying yes to? You should be saying yes to, I will be submitted under your leadership. I'm a thinking woman. There are things that I will think and a way that I will feel that you won't feel, Adam. And I'm going to bring up these things to you when the opportunity comes that may help how this cantaloupe grow, how these seeds are planted. But I'm going to give it to you in such a way that you never have to question my submission to your leadership. See, what men are saying is the combativeness of women has gotten out of control. Because if you struggle with what we're saying, then you saying we don't trust what you're saying. Does that make sense? If every time we open our mouths as men to give direction in whatever area and there's a struggle, tug of war. Y'all remember them days, those of us who remember playing tug of war. He, ho, he, ho, he. At some point, what do we say about everybody else on the other side of that line? They are working against us. They are not submitted to us. They're working against us. So yes, submission is a bad word if it's not defined right and we don't move into a marriage relationship with the right way of thinking. It simply means that you will not intentionally resist the leadership of the one that you said yes to. What if Professor X, what if he ain't that bright? Then don't marry him. What if he made poor choices? You should have figured that out in the dating process. What if he ain't good with money and he don't listen to me? You should have figured that out in the dating process. Anything that you could name, and I mean, I know life will throw curveballs and it's always something that we can't see coming. I understand that. But 90% of what we could name, you can vet it out in the dating process if you go in looking for those things. Can I submit myself to this man? Not does he have a lot of money. Money's just a part of it. Can I submit myself? Can I respect his leadership? That's what submission is. I'm making a choice. I'm not forced. I'm making a choice not to overthrow and resist his desires, whatever you want to call it, wishes, dreams, plans. I'm going to, when I have a difference of thought, I'm going to package it in a humble, feminine way. I'm going to then deliver it to him, and then I'm going to step back and trust his leadership. And if I am not able to trust his leadership, once I have delivered my powerful point of view as a strong woman, if I can't trust it when I put it in his hands, I don't need to marry this man. Not for marriage. If you're lonely, you want to date, date. You want a free meal, date. You want playtime, date. You want a companion, date. Don't marry him until you can look at him and say, I trust his leadership. We're not always going to agree. He's not always going to be right. But even when he's wrong, I trust his leadership. I can submit and will submit myself to him. That's a traditional marriage. If you're in a different situation where the woman's the head of the house, this video ain't for you. This video is more for those who plan on getting married, are married right now, and more in the traditional sense as the man is the head of the household. Y'all get in the comments. Tell me what y'all think. Share this video with someone if it has helped. ProfessorX7942@gmail.com. If you want me to go over anything, I'd appreciate it. Y'all be blessed.